Good day there once again, viewers. Your mate Kamikaze78 here, coming to you guys with some more World of Warships content. Now, I tell you what my friends, I've had some serious fun in my World of Warships days. The Bismarck, Nicholas, North Carolina, Kamikaze R, Cleveland, Perth, all highlights of my World of Warships career, all for their own reasons. But a couple of days ago, I finally managed to reach the end game, the goal that we all strive for while grinding away, a tier 10 ship. Some of you might find it surprising that I've never actually owned a tier 10 ship despite me playing this game for easily over 2 years now, maybe even longer, and others will say that that is plain obvious because, well, they've seen my videos and know how glaringly shit I can be at this game from time to time, which is a fair argument to make, but that's besides the point. A couple of days ago, I finally managed to treat myself to the Montana, the tier 10 United States battleship. And I think I can safely say, guys, that there hasn't been a ship that I've enjoyed as much as this beastie to this date. The gameplay you're seeing in the background says it all. One of the games here was a 149,000 damage Kraken Unleashed match for me, and I loved every second of it. Those of you who know me very well will know that I love to play an aggressive game when in a battleship, as opposed to just sitting back and sniping from afar. The Bismarck at times gave me that fix from its secondaries and its damage saturation point of view. But the Montana handles this kind of gameplay in an entirely different way when spec'd out correctly, and in a way that I feel I enjoy so much more. The way she handles the aggressive gameplay style? By playing stealthy and by following a guerrilla warfare tactic. Sounds a bit odd, I will admit, especially for a battleship, but it does make sense, and this is of course once again assuming that you choose to spec her in a certain way. Having Concealment Expert on the commander and concealment upgrades on the ship means that you can bring the detection range all the way down to 13.4 kilometers. Which, for a battleship, is beyond fucking ridiculous. I mean, for God's sakes, there are cruisers out there that have high detection ranges by default, and anything within 15 kilometers becomes relatively easy to penetrate for the Montana, even if the target is angled. What this basically lets you do is move into a position to engage your target with all 4 turrets on the target, so in other words, broadside them, fire, get the most out of the armament of your ship, come out of stealth, adjust your angle before they can actually start landing hits on your broadside, and then disappear again, rinse and repeat. The best part about this minuscule detection range is that you are not going to be forced into firing on a target that you aren't going to get good hits on. By staying in stealth, enemies have no idea you are there, give them 3 minutes or so, and they'll be angling to counter other allied ships, or maybe even just broadsiding you out of pure ignorance to the fact that you are lining up a juicy salvo of citadels. And boom! You can get a free ticket to Citadel City. This allows for you to control the engagement. You decide when enemies can engage you, which is an almighty gift in the high tiers. Say you're taking a little bit too much fire for your liking? Simple. Stop shooting, back up, rearm, reheal, and then once again, you control the engagement. You decide when enemies can see you, and when they can, as a result, counter-engage you. It's as simple as that. Now, with that in mind, one of the greatest risks that you'll face when playing with this ship is flooding and burning damage. Considering that you'll be disappearing so frequently, it's going to be hard for enemies to get consistent alpha penetrating damage on you that will hurt you for the long run, but enemies can still leave you hurting after you disappear with some conditional damage. With that in mind, taking upgrades such as Damage Control System Modification 1 and 2, as well as Preventative Maintenance and Superintendent on your commander, allows for you to better counter any sort of conditional damage that might come your way. So what we have here all up is a battleship that runs a very stealthy profile, capable of sneaking up on other battleships and even some cruisers before revealing herself. This allows for the Montana to take time in positioning herself in a way that allows her to get as much damage onto a target as possible, but to also disappear just as quickly to repeat the process. The stealth build on the Montana, if you will, gives you the opportunity to choose when to engage a target to make the most of your shells. You're not going to be forced to engage an angled battleship because you're stealth. You can simply sit there and wait for the target to present that broadside to make the most of your 12 shells, or simply choose another target that's offering you a better opportunity. Once again, you can have a full broadside facing the enemy to make the most of your 12 guns when you fire, but can be well and truly angled before the enemy has the chance to get shots off on you as a return. All the countermeasures to fire and flooding damage will just mean that you can negate the majority of damage that you will take in the first place while captaining this ship, assuming you don't get into a slapping match with a Yamato or something along those lines. Now, as much fun as I've been having in my tier 10 ship, there's always been a question lingering in the back of my mind as I've grinded my way towards this ship, and even more so now that I own the ship. That being, is it really worth grinding towards a tier 10? When it came to unlocking the Montana, I got it for a really good deal with the savings that were in-game for the end of year, and the same went for all the upgrades that I needed for the ship. But think about it, we spend hours upon hours grinding towards these behemoths of ships that we consider to be the endgame, only for us to have to pay an arm and a leg to maintain these things at times, especially if you don't have a premium account. I do have premium, so I always tend to make a profit even if I do have a really appalling game, but I know that without premium, these are ships that are a pain in the ass to make actual profits with. Without premium, these are very much just trophy ships, ships that you can simply have in your port to increase the size of your EP and play every once in a while for some shits and gigs. But they make up for this by being a stupid amount of fun, and a huge plus is that you no longer run the risk of being up-tiered. We all know how much that sucks. Up-tiering sucks. Being the top tier in the game means that, well, that's no longer an issue for you, which is great. So with that in mind, I'm not saying don't chase the dream of getting yourself a tier 10 ship of your favorite line. Grind away to your heart's content. But just remember the costs that come with such an investment. The tier 10 ships are fun to play, and are the pinnacle of performance when it comes to a certain line of ship. Everything you enjoyed about that particular line of ship is really just perfected with the tier 10 ship of that line, but it does come with a cost, so it certainly should be taken with a grain of salt. And for all of you new players out there who are watching this, what I will say to you is this. Take your time learning different ship types from different countries. Find out which one is going to best suit your playstyle. Don't go forcing yourself to grind through a ship line that doesn't mesh with you, because that is going to get really boring and painful really quickly for you. And guys, with all that said, that kind of wraps up this little discussion video I wanted to do on the Montana, more particularly, but tier 10s all round. You know, this video sort of became a discussion surrounding the whole mentality of grinding towards a tier 10 ship, and we used the Montana as a way to sort of back up that conversation. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed today's video, a backhanding of that like button would be greatly appreciated, and say you find yourself backhanding that like button and you're new to the channel, then why don't you go around and backhand the subscribe button whilst you're at it to keep up to date with the content which I'm releasing here on my channel. There's more World of Warships content on the way guys, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think about tier 10s. What's your favourite tier 10 ship? Can you afford tier 10 ships? And better yet, let me know if you wanted me to do any World of Warships videos in the future, anything in particular, let me know in the comment section down below. Once again guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, peace out, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Have a good one.